Hi, my name's Richard, and in today's tutorial we'll start adding some rooms to our dungeons. So let's get started. Hi there, welcome back, and today in our dungeon tutorial what we're going to do is tackle the concept of some form of rooms that this dungeon can contain. And it's perfect timing from a chap here called Nick Malialis, who almost set me up for this next tutorial. He said, would you be able to make the dungeon generate rooms and halls when you click on a door to open it? Make it randomly generate as you open a door or pull a lever. Now, great question, sir, and it was something I was very much thinking of because these tunnels here get pretty boring. But you'll notice this little section over here. What I've started doing is working on the concept of creating rooms within this dungeon. Otherwise we're just going to have a sort of a maze that perhaps a rat might enjoy, but as a human you will after something a little bit more interesting. So in order to do that, what I needed to do was to create some form of new characters that could be used to signify that it was a room. And what I did, if I just actually bring up the Notepad++ here, ignoring that, I used the @ symbol to signify that this was a room. That up arrow there means that's an entrance, okay, pointing upwards, entrance pointing right, entrance pointing down, and entrance pointing left. You don't have to have that, and indeed I haven't actually worked on the random generation of these guys yet. Just this little block here, this 5x5 block. I don't think it's going to let me do that, is it? No. It'd be nice if I could just select, wouldn't it, that bit there? But you can see what I'm talking about here. It's this 5x5 block here, 5 up, 5 down, and potentially that could be any size. But the first thing we need to do in order to get that working is allow the rest of the maze to be able to interact with it. So the best way to do that, the first thing you need to tackle is that, where are you? The friends. So as you can see at the minute, I'm not doing anything random. I've just created it as a test just to prove it. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? There you can see that there. I think I might have a little play with that shortly, see if we can randomize that. And where are we? So we're going to go down to the friends, everyone's favourite command here, and just add what is available. So for the @ symbols here, what can go to the left of it, which is a wall. So the @ is meant to be, if I just go back to here, the @ is meant to signify a hard wall here. So that's the corner of the room. These are the corners, and these are walls of the room. So nothing can go into this bit here. All right. So you can have corner pieces around it, but nothing can feed into them. There are no left hand, no junctions into these bits here. You can junction into these arrows up, down, left, and right again, which are UTF characters, but you can't go into any of these pieces. So I had to work through updating the friends thing here, and for the arrows, again updating what could go into them. Now what I found was, obviously, for instance, that character there, the sort of corner character, could go into this one here, but I noticed it gave very poor results and ended up with these, the dreaded dead ends that people can't reach. So what I thought I would do, just to clean that up a bit, is make it so that only the T shapes and the crossroads here can go into those corner pieces, and that gives a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Accessibility, and avoids dead ends. So this was a bit of a labour of love, as always. This is getting quite complicated now, and I'm worried. I'm worried that it's looking a little bit too tough. So if we run this again, let's just run this, you can see at the moment this is always going to be here, by the way. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll work on a little algorithm that can, there we go, you see it's just doing different ones. This is nice, that size there. There's nothing to stop us adding more than one. That's a curious one, isn't it? That really did mess up. There's a couple of islands there. There's an island above it. There's just not enough space on my screen. I do apologise. Control C, pop over here. So it's not picked the right one. It's done that thing where it doesn't pick the right blooming. There we go. Oh yeah, so there is a little island above it, look. Okay, let's just quickly select that. AC, have a quick look at it. Constantly testing. That's a problem. How about that? I found a situation where you could have an unreachable entrance. Oh, blast it. That is annoying. Okay, well, we need to tackle that. I'm not going to tackle that today because I hadn't thought about that. That's the first time I've seen that. We could fix that by ensuring that perhaps these corner pieces couldn't be used next to the @ symbols. That might fix it. That might fix it, would it? No, you could still end up. You could still end up with a closed loop, couldn't you? Couldn't you? No. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. Something to think about. Yeah, these corner pieces here. Actually, the more I think about them, the T shapes and the crossroads add a lot more fun, if you like, a lot more accessibility in terms of the routes you can take. The corner ones, I'd almost be tempted to say no, let's not use them anymore. But there's another one there. Look, there's another island. Sorry, guys, I'm getting distracted. All right, so that's that done. It is throwing an error, a rather a not unsurprising error, in that the traverse. The maze is hitting issues when it's going into the maze, so we need to sort these ones out here. So let's go in now and do that right now. That will be the switch statement. It's in this one. Switch. Here we go. So we can go down here, and I want to see if you can have multiple cases. So let's try this. Oh, where you go? Don't do that to me. Those ones as well. That's perfect. Hang on. So where did the switch statement go? Switch. There we go. Don't mess me around. Okay. So we'll do. Back down to the very bottom one. So, case quotes. Let's just do that. Case quotes. Basically, ignore these ones. Case quotes that. I'm not sure if this is going to work, by the way, guys. Case quotes that. And the @ symbol as well, isn't it? It will never reach the @ symbols, though, would it? Because it can't traverse into them. Yeah, let's keep it at that so that it's clear. So if it go into the @ symbol, we know we've got a problem. Okay, so that's all of the possible options it could do. So let's just see if that works and doesn't throw some weird error about multiple cases. So let's run it again. Oh, that's much better. There we go. So it's traversed it when it can't get into it. That's good. That's good news. Okay, so we've lost that error there. So what we need to do now is think about how we're going to create this room here. So actually, before we do that, let's make it so it randomly generates it, but somewhere between 2 and the size -2, something like that. Let's just play with that now. This should be quite straightforward. So we'll say random dot next. What is it? Int. Oh, I've forgotten already. Hang on then. Control F. Random dot range. There you go. Okay. So random. There we go. So int start room equals random dot range 2, comma, in this case it's 5 long, so it's going to, let's just say map columns -8. Okay, so that's the maximum. But you do -7 because it's exclusive on that one. Let's try that. Okay, start row. That should be, shouldn't it? Start row. Yeah, and then map columns -7, and then we'll have int start column. Ah, look at that. Look at that. That'll be map row, won't it? Dear oh dear. Otherwise, it's going to get very confused. Map rows column equals random.range brackets 2, comma map columns -7. And then what we can do here is we just have to start rattling through this thing here. I know this is, in fact, let's do this now. Let's move this into a function. Control X. Where'd you go? There. So let's just have a function down here called private create room. Just do that. Private void, of course. And then pop that in. With any luck, the world will be a kind place. And we'll just call here create room. Start deleting a bit. There we go. Right. Okay. So now we can annoyingly do something like this. We can say start row, comma start column. This is going to take a little while, isn't it? Because I'm going to go. These are all going to be start row, so I can do that. Control C. These are all going to be start column, but they're going to be +1, +2, +3, +4, and so on. So start column +1, +2, +3, +4. So I'll go through these. I'll pause this now and just do all those ones because we're going to do start row +1, aren't we? So that'll be start row +1, got my start column, and so on. All right. So let me do that. I'll pause it, and then when I've done that, I'll come back. And bang, like that, the coding fairy has come along and said, there you go, I've done this for you. And now we've got a position that could be anywhere, hopefully within the maze. That's not going to cause a fuss. Let's just see if we can make it fail a few times. Okay, so let's run this now. It does mean that the maze needs to be at least 6 wide. There we go, it's a good start. It's popped it over there. Just keep going. Popped it there. This looks good so far. You can see where to put it, right? I hope you can anyway. Pretty clear. This is good, and there's no reason why we couldn't have more than one. I think that's probably a good idea, actually. For now, that's a good. See, I like this new island remover. It really sorts things out. Although it does mean that you can't get into one of the entrances. There you go. It's at the top. What we could do, and I thought about this earlier on actually, is we could make it so that each of these has to have a crossroads. If it's interesting, you see that one there's a T shape there. You can see it's a T. If we made them a crossroads, what that does mean is it would need to be at least 2 in. So it could never, as in, it couldn't be right by the side. Otherwise, it would be able to have a crossroads next to it because there would be a wall. The X walls would be to the side. So something to think about. I'm not going to tinker with that too much right now. See, sometimes it's absolutely fine. No, it's not. That one up there hasn't worked. In fact, it's fair to say the majority of the time it doesn't work. It hasn't worked there. Look, because it's expecting an up arrow there. It's worked there. Yes, it has worked there. All the entrances there. I mean, it has failed there, but that's fine. Yeah, there are ways I can make this better. That worked? Yes, I think that's worked. That one there. That one looks like it's worked okay. There are ways I can work this better, and what I'll do is I'll have a little tinker around, see if we can tweak the algorithm to make it more efficient, or at least more accessible from all angles. My thoughts as well were that you may not always have 4 entrances like this. There's no reason to think that you would need that. Now, what I'd like to do actually is also add it so that it actually creates this room, at least on our skeleton. So let's our prototype. So let's make it create that room now. One moment, let's do that. Let's go back to here. So when we've done our dungeon display here, spinning in there, it's getting quite large. This, isn't it? This one here. Yeah, it's got quite funky. It instantiates them here. So these cells are not going to be visited. These ones here, because the map traversal doesn't go into them. So I think what we probably need to do is go in and say if it's a at or a cross, there or an arrow, then create a 3x3 block. So let's add another. Let's just think of the way to do this. Mention game generator, dungeon display. I'm going to have another variable, another public game object up here. For now, this isn't the perfect answer, but public game object, room object. Yeah, I'll do. And then what we'll do here, under our prefab shapes. No, let's do it here first of all. So we're going to create a create empty at 0, 0, 0. That's it. No, not in the game manager. Thank you. There we go. And we'll call this a room, something like that. And then in here, we'll create a 3D object, a cube. 0, 0, 0. That's it. And then we just need to create 8 more because it's a 3x3, isn't it? So let's so Control D to 8. Right, and then we just need to grab each one, move that one to the right. 1. That one to the left. 1. We can just crack on like this. That's worked nicely. So these 3, move them down. 1, and then that one, move it across 1, you get where I'm going with this, and that one, move it left 1, minus 1. And that only leaves these 3. Let's drag them up, minus 1, and grab that one, drag it across, beautiful, and that one, drag it that way. Something didn't go right with you, did it? I thought you were, well, there you go, 1 there, and you should be minus 1, and you are, lovely. And that is our room, and we will pop that into prefabs. And actually what I might do as well is I'll add a material in here, just call it room material, and we'll just make it red or something like that. Okay, and then we'll just drag that into room, let's do it in there. Don't be a monkey. No, it wouldn't be there, would it? It's these ones, isn't it? You need to do that, and then we'll just can I drag them onto all of them at the same time? No, you naughty monkey. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna have to just drag it onto each one. That's frustrating. Did I do that one? No. Then 4. Oh, that's frustrating. That would have been nice if you could have done it for all of them, wouldn't it? 5, 6, 7, 7 and 8. And I'm guessing that probably the middle one is that one. There we go. Right. Okay. And then that's it. And then we can click here and click apply. That should be there now. So each of those is going to have, room. Each of those is going to have that's lovely. Right. Okay. Good. And what we can do now is delete you, and then yeah, that's fine. Game manager and dungeon display. You see, we've got our new. Oh, I thought we'd have public game object, room object. Let's just save that. I didn't save it. Look, that's why. I'm hoping. There it is, room object. There we go. We can just drag that fella into there. And now what we can do is go back into here. And where it's doing this instantiate, so now we'll just do brackets. We'll do the same thing again. Actually, what I might do is this, else squiggle. And we could do so char positive. So we could also say here. We'll say what we'll do is say here was so if brackets ch equals at, or ch equals God, I've got to do all of them, haven't I? I just realised I've got to do all the different shapes. Where's all the different up, down, left and right? Where are they? Where's the best place to find them? Yeah, there, that's quite good, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so let's just pop that there a second. I know it's going to so ch equals like that. Oh, this is a pain. Or ch equals that, or ch equals that. We're nearly there. I could pause, but you're almost there, and I know you love this stuff. Who am I kidding? You hate this stuff, right? Ch equals that, brackets, else, like that, something like that. Let's try that. And we can get rid of you. No, we need the up arrow, don't we? Now we can get rid of you, boys. So we've got if ch is an at symbol, or that, or that, or that, what we'll do is we'll instantiate. In fact, we can do exactly this line here. Almost exactly that line there. So it's not going to be the shapes, it's going to be the room object, isn't it? Room object, new vector 3, and then we'll do room.transform.position. Room object, that one, that's it, .transform.position. So if it's a room object, if any of these, then it's going to put a room. I know it's not showing the difference between the wall, the connections and the regular walls yet, but let's just try that out. Let's see how we get that off the size. Error. Where? Oh, jeepers. Actually, so we can just do. Can you do? Sure. Oh, I say chat.equals then, haven't I? That's a pain. I'm gonna. Oh, that's sorry, guys. That's just annoying. It's probably the right way of doing it. I don't know. I seem to be mixing the character with the strings sometimes. I'm not sure why I've done that. I'm almost there. All of this just for a prototype as well, but we're glad we did it when we did it. Or ch.equals, because we can very quickly transfer this. How's that? That looks better. Oh, I need another brackets. I think. I'd hoped. If ch.equals, oh look at that, that's wrong there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, try that. No errors. Clear on play. What's collapse? I'm not going to collapse it. Right, okay, here we go. I don't believe that's worked first time. There we go, people. There is our thing. Now, I just need to see. Room. Yeah, room. That's worked nicely, hasn't it? So now we can see where our rooms are. That's brilliant news. Brilliant news. So we are actually all but done here. I think I'm going to do one more thing, which is allow it to have a... I don't know. Do you know what? For now, I think we're going to leave that there, because what I want to do in the next tutorial is finally start creating the models that we're going to use to create our actual dungeon, and we can start playing around. I know that where are you, sir? Nick would like us to have some levers and pulleys and buttons you can press, and I think that's a brilliant idea, and I certainly know how to do that, so I think it's about time we got on with actually visualizing something rather than getting all theoretical about it. So thank you for watching. I hope that made sense. As usual, I will make sure I put a link to the Unity package so you can play with it. This project has gotten a little complicated, I feel, with these characters and symbols that I'm using, but it is working, and it is working rather nicely. So I'm not going to go mad here. I think if I'd had a chance to refactor this a second time, I might do it differently, but it does kind of work, doesn't it? So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers now. Bye-bye.